Hey guys, and welcome back for another episode of the Old Guy Farms Single Player Challenge. This is episode 56, and we are in game day 2 of summer. So let's go ahead and jump on in. And that is summer year 3. So we are almost done this challenge. Alright. So we do not have to worry about our sheepies anymore. Yippee for us. Alright, but what we do need to do is we need to finish collecting these bales so we can get to fertilizing this field. So we're going to go ahead and take this load of bales up to the barn where we store them. Hey Kyle, hey Jonathan, how are y'all doing? We're going to tab into those trains and slow them down. Alright. Now that we've slowed them down, and I had thought about this, I mentioned it a little bit yesterday, that maybe we should mow this big field early to then allow us to get another good full cut off of that field. And I think that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go ahead and mow that big field and bale that up. That way we can hopefully maximize the number of bales that we're going to get by getting 2 full cuts off of that field. Jonathan says he got a great new Razer mouse today. We have Tiger Man 424 in chat asks, "What's the purpose of having the trains running?" Just to liven up the map. That's it. Just to give the same reason to have the traffic on, just to give you something to look at. So for those of you that have not seen our previous years, we put our silage bales up there to store them, because we won't be selling our silage bales until the 3rd day of winter. That's when we have the best price. And we're going to have hopefully about 1,000 silage bales come winter, so we need to kind of stash them out of the way. There's definitely not enough room around the farm to store them anywhere. said, I want to pick these bales up so that we can hire somebody to fertilize these fields for us while we go and tend to other business. Let's just drive in circles. "19 programmable buttons." That's pretty good. My problem is I'd probably never remember which button does what. That's quite comical. I got a bale on top of the truck there. There we go. We wanted to pick them up so that we could get them out of the way for this. We're not going to need this bucket anymore, right? Looking at chat. Looking at chat is about as dangerous as texting while driving. So while she fertilizes, we'll take this load up to the barn again. And if you remember, one of the rules of the challenge is you can only have one hired helper at any point in time. So while that hired helper is doing the no train. While that hired helper is doing the fertilizing, we will not be able to use a hired helper to on follow me to move our baler and our mower down here all at once. So as long as they're fertilizing, we can only drive one other implement manually. Oh no! That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get the unload mesh, and I accidentally unloaded. So we're going to park this truck down here, where we're going to use that. Down here at this field. And then we're going to tab into the Big M. Empty. It's gonna fill you back. Oh no. Yeah, Jonathan, I've got a steering wheel with I don't know how many buttons on it, and I don't use a single one of them for Farm Sim because I can never remember which button does what. And then I end up hitting a button, like I just did, and do weird things. Hey Dominic, how are you doing? Not really sure why I'm having an issue again with upload speed. Check wool prices while we're at it. Not good. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I left the truck running. I was wondering why Glance showed 3 things. I'm like, I've only got 1 hired helper. I'm doing good. Hi, Farm Kid. How are you doing? let's go and get this guy filled up again. Get them over there fertilizing that field. I have not tried the dynamic bale density mod. No. Probably wouldn't try it on this challenge. Simply because I don't want to mess things up. I'm not really sure what it does. I think it changes the bale weights based on what's in it. Is that what it does? 16 days till we need to maintain this particular tractor. Alright. So I remember last time we hired a helper on this field, we hired him on the other end, and he ran into the fence. Alright. Let's get moving. This is a Goldcrest edit called Old Guy Farms. It is currently not available, I'm sorry to say, but it is basically a Goldcrest edit where each animal farm has been made into a working independent farm with silo and all of that. Goes our train. Some of the sell points have been reworked. The fields and everything are the same. It's just some of the sell points have been reworked, and the farms. Now I would typically use follow me and have the baler behind me running, but I can't do that because I can only have one hired helper. So we're going to make one pass here while we wait on that fertilizing helper to finish. We cleared this of trees the other year. These are all of our greenhouses that we're using for passive income. Looks like he's about done. There I am hitting buttons again on the steering wheel. Alright. So, since we fairly well emptied that fertilizer spreader, we're going to sell that. What are you doing? Oh, that's what you're doing. You never unloaded that. So we're going to sell that fertilizer spreader because, as I've said in past streams, we bought that when the Massey Pack was in version 1, and in version 1 that spreader had a capacity of 2,000 liters. But when the Massey Pack was updated, it lowered its capacity down to 500 liters. So it was a good deal at 2,000 liters. It's not such a good deal at 500, simply because I need to fill it up so much. And I might need to upgrade the tractor in order to hold the larger spreader. So we'll have to see about that. That baler into the road. Darren in chat says he's got a header trailer with a transmission. I've never heard of a header trailer with a transmission. All his John Deere combines are throwing errors, and he's having issues, I guess, setting up his map for 24 days. Last year when we ran this field, we set up a course play course. Let's see here, we are field 26. Tend to our greenhouses also. Mode. Yep. he goes. Let's get these bales out of the way. Alright, now while the mower is running course play, we will manually bale, and then once the mower is done, we'll set the baler here on the exact same course and free us up to do other things. Like tend to our greenhouses, run a mission, you know, things like that. I think last year we got 130 some bales off of this field. So if we can get 2 full cuts off of this field, that would be close to 300 bales just in one field. Now we might not get that much off of the field this go around because I think we're down 1 fertilized state. We weren't able to get the 3 fertilized states on this field due to misanticipation of the growth states. There's the mower. There's our little patch of wheat we accidentally planted last year. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bales per row. And we'll have to see how many rows we get on this field. Plus we're picking up some, we're going to mow some around the field. where we cleared off. Another run. Darren asks if I'm glad that I am almost done with this challenge, and that is very much correct. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and pretty much all I want to do is get there. I should be done in about 2.5 weeks. So it's like the end of a 3-month project. I don't really think I've been doing this for 3 months, but I've been doing it for quite a while. It'll be 72 episodes total. 3 full game years. Now, what's the interesting realization is, though, on the 24-hour or 24-day seasons gameplay that we're going to be starting, well, that I have started, once I'm done this challenge, that amount of work is the equivalent of entering day 1 of winter in the first year on a 24-day season. So that'll give you a little frame of reference. So we are all that effort that we've put into this map over the last 2.5 years of gameplay, we would be in early autumn of year 1 on the 24-day seasons map. Let's see here. Fred says good day, good afternoon. It's actually evening for me. It's afternoon for you. On this warm Friday night for me. Spencer says that he's going to get the game tomorrow and wants to know if we can do multiplayer. Spencer, I don't do a lot of multiplayer, at least not at this this point in time. And the multiplayer I do is with a couple of is with a group of guys that I've known for quite a while. And are you going to be getting? Are you going to get it on PC or are you going to get it on console? Jonathan wants to know what video software I use to edit. I use Premiere Pro. It's a little costly, but thankfully Adobe has changed their billing to a kind of a software rental policy. So it's like $20 a month. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I use probably 1% of the features because I really just am barely scratching the surface with what I do with it. I think I'm not sure what Grizzly Bear Sims does use. If you want, you could put a post out on PCSG as to what other YouTube folks use, and that'll get you a good assortment of applications. Rob says, do you have some new chores in mind to help you pass the time on 24-day game? Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how much time I need to kill. Spring is going to be pretty busy. I just finished editing a day 3 video, and what I've got accomplished by day 3 is I managed to plow 2 fields and fertilize 4 fields with manure, and that's it. That's 3 days in. So I suspect I'll be doing field work for a vast majority of the 24 days of spring. The summer is probably going to be spent with getting ready for cows and buying some cows. Yeah, as somebody pointed out, I don't know who, but time does fly at 15 times speed. 4 to 5 real life minutes is an hour of game time. So, as somebody put, if you get lost, you could very well chew up a couple hours of gameplay. Looks like he's got maybe one more pass before I can automate this. What map are you playing, Rob? With 9-day seasons. Wait. Alright, so now we have a hired worker doing the baling. He's going to follow the exact same course that the mower did, so we won't have to worry about him for a while. Let's check our greenhouses. Alright, so our greenhouses could use some tending. Snetterton, okay. How many fields do you have? Do you have just the starting fields? I don't remember the number of starting fields. But I'd say if you've got a lot of free time, then either you're playing at a clock speed that's too slow. If you're playing at 15 times, then I wouldn't say that. It could be that you either don't have enough fields, because the map you're using only came with like 1 or 2 or 3 starter fields. But I think Snetterton has some more than that. It could be that your equipment is too big. What in the world is he doing? If he doesn't speed it up. So if your equipment's too big, then you're getting done too quick. Then you'd have some extra time. I gotta figure out what the heck's going on with this guy. Field speed. Oh. There goes that idea. I don't know what on earth he's doing. I did update courseplay, but I don't know, maybe that's done something. Oh, maybe that was it. Hey, there you go. We were in the wrong darn mode. You're 3 years in on 9-day seasons? I don't know. Are you doing 15 times speed? I don't know how you would, I mean, that's a lot of work to get done if you own most of the map. In 9 days. Unless you're using equipment that's really big. I mean, if you're using like a seed hawk to seed all the seeders and it only takes you, couple game hours to fill most of the seed most of the fields. So he's wrapping at a decent speed now. So it was just I was in the wrong mode. I was in bail. I was in transfer mode, the point A to point B mode. Whoa. Yep, transport mode. Darren either saw it before I saw it or put that in chat after I saw it. So one way that I'm killing time, if you will, on the 24-day map is I'm doing manure, and using the manure mod so that I get so I put manure on the field with one hired helper. The first day I did the manure manually, and I did 2 fields manually. That's all I did, was just manure. I didn't have anybody else doing anything else. The second game day, which will air next Wednesday, I bought a second tractor and a plow, and I hired somebody to basically continue putting manure on a field while I plowed the 2 fields that I fertilized the day before. And they were basically able to put manure on a field and a half, and I was able to plow 2 fields. Day 3, which will air in a couple weeks because I'm trying to spread them out until I get done this challenge. Once again, I've got somebody doing manure, and I'm doing the plowing. But that's it. I don't have a bunch of implements right now. I don't have, I'm not hiring a bunch of workers. So obviously I could, if I wanted to, I could have a fleet of, 5 or 6 tractors and have 4 or 5 hired helpers all working on different fields at the same time. And if I did that, I could probably be done spring planting in 10 days. But then that would leave me with 14 days of nothing. Now on one of the fields that I fertilized, when I put the manure on it, it didn't take any fertilizer. It didn't show that it was fertilized. So then I plowed it, and it didn't give me the second bonus either. So I got to go back and put a coat on it now that I plowed it and see if it takes. I don't really know why it didn't take before. Maybe it was just a fluke with the state of that field and seasons, or what. But the other fields are taking the manure for the first stage and the plowing for the second stage. Well, Sean, you could always do Serenity Valley, 24-day seasons. You can do Rise of Industry. Oh no. 5 days until maintenance is required on this one. Alright, we need to remember that. Yeah, he loves his little old stuff. I don't know what he would do if you didn't let him either run old equipment or a JCB. Probably go on strike or something. Fred's at which farm? This is a Goldcrest edit, Goldcrest Valley edit called Old Guy Farms. Wrong keyboard button. We got some bales that are going to give us watering grief, I think. You people. Sean, that was a group of monkeys pretending to be humans. Someone let them out of the cage. Oh my. Let's see what kind of, once we get this full, we're going to see what kind of interesting missions we can find. This guy's actually bailing a lot faster than I thought he would be. It's full. I don't know why Bluey Jakers wouldn't save for you there, Robert. Or Fred. Jackknife. All right. Now, let's go see what kind of mission we can get. Let's see, what do you want? Nothing. What do you want? Oh. You want $3,000 for 20 minutes of work? Oh, what is up with you people? Wow. Like that mission would ever work. Oh my gosh. Well, I should have took that one. Oh, this is an abomination if I ever saw one. White Vulture with skinny wheels. And then I'm pulling this giant spreader with balloon tires. Complete abomination. So you saying Blu-ray Jakers froze on you? What animals do you have? Have you recently bought a new animal type? The times I've seen freezing has been related to problems with nav meshes on animals. We did a pretty good number on that forest. You talking about my white vulture that way? The only thing to make it worse would be the cow edition. There's Roger spouting completely nonsensical statements. Actually, Kyle, there is a mod or a way to add that you can feed corn to cows in the winter. Nagas Valley, I think, has that. To where in the winter you can feed corn. I know Ian Robinson put it in on his play of County Line. Oh, you haven't gotten any animals yet? I don't know. I've put some hours on that map and I haven't had any freezing issues. Whenever I've seen a map freeze for me, it's always been related to animal nav meshes. If you're talking about that Mercedes that you constantly wreck, that there is called a tractor. Oh, is Blu-ray Jakers up on this hill? Is that an Australian brewery that's up on the hill there on Blu-ray Jakers? I thought I had heard from the map author that he'd put that in. Maybe it was some other map. But basically it would show up instead of... It would show up under the grass column for cows. It would show grass/corn. But it may be seasonal. It may only show up when it's winter. theory is that you would then substitute corn for grass when grass was not available to maintain your productivity levels. Oh, look at that little mirror. That's for, I guess, when you're driving backwards. Alright, looks like we're done baling. Or we're done wrapping. I don't know, I don't know where it is, I just heard about it. So the logic that I had for doing field 26 now, for those that came later into the stream, is that I'm hoping I can get another full growth out of that field. If I did that field later in the summer, then I would risk maybe not getting a full growth state out of that field a second time. So I thought about doing that field first, as opposed to the 3 fields at the main farm, but I didn't. But I did go ahead and decide to knock that field out now in day 2 of summer. So hopefully in day 1 of autumn it will be full growth again. Don't make me run down this little side strip. almost done. All right. That was fun. All right. That's a nice collection of bales. Oh, we got one that's way over there in the grass. Everything is at full growth now. Now, I didn't have three fertilizations on this. It seems like once, oops, it's not running into the trees. It seems like when the grass went to the first state of, to the first harvest state, it wouldn't take fertilizer anymore. And I had only gotten it up to 2 states by then. So I kind of got caught out by jumping from growing to ready to harvest. But it was all the grass on the map now is at full growth. Well, I gotta turn the dumb thing on. There you go. Oh, you seriously? Yeah, I was a little curious how he was keeping up. log I forgot to pick up. Oh, I think it's like 5 miles an hour or something, Mark. Then we have the, then we may have the matter of, see, like when we sold this baler, tractor, and Big M last year, I think the Big M had like 2.5 hours on it, but the tractor here had like 9 hours on it. So if we had the Big M with 9 hours on it, I think it would have cost us a lot more money to own it. I was not. I don't even know who that is. So if you're referring to me, then definitely I was not. If you're referring to someone in chat, then quite possibly. Don't know that person at all. Look at the forecast. We got 2 days of rain for autumn. It's a fairly cool summer. So we will be working past midnight to pick these bales up. So I do want to get fertilizer on this field tomorrow. Oh no. No, I've got it set. It's the auto unload. So I've got auto unload set to 1 second delay. Now we have the hard process of picking up these bales in the middle of the night. Robert, does that do the whole season like 24-day cycle? Yes. I think the answer to your question is yes. This is the seasons mod, which includes the ability to run 24-day seasons. This particular game is set at 6-day seasons. Oh, it only it only shows the next 7 days. So let's do the forecast. So we only have the next 7 days showing. And as we move to the you see now we're at midnight, so before we were only seeing 3 days of autumn. Now we see 4 days of autumn. Oh, shucks. Not way to just ruin life. All right. Where is it? I missed the road. It's around here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Hey, Michigan farmer, how are you doing? We're gonna need to fill this thing up with fuel here in a little bit. Oh, I'm doing good. We're just running around picking up silage bales right now. Got a fair number of bales to drop off here. Well, it's not a conspiracy, Andy, that it's nighttime every time you come in. Fortunately, though, it's fairly easy for it to be night all the time since we're playing at such an accelerated clock. really need to pick these up. Alright, so that's 2 full loads, so that's 42, and so that's 84 bales so far off of this field. Now we'll have to try to miss or not miss the road this time. Sit right here. Yep. Seriously, what did I go do now? Oh, I can't believe I did that. There, that was fun. Alright, Robert, I'll see you later. I don't know if we've got another 42 bales off of this field or not. We'll have to see if we can get 3 loads. Alright, so I don't think we're going to get 42 off of this one. Alright, I think that's it. And somehow we've broken traffic. There we go. You know, we left that darn thing auto-loading. Probably messed up this stack. Yeah, we messed it up a little bit. Alright, we got ourselves a little time. So we're going to drive this truck back to the farm. We're going to pick up our mobile service trailer, and we're going to service our telehandler, because we looked at it and it said it had 5 days left. And what's interesting about the challenge is we have right around, what? We're in day 3. So if we don't include this day, we have 15 days of gameplay left on this challenge. So we could go ahead and maintain actually all of our equipment and not have to worry about maintenance anymore. So, first thing we're going to do is sell that because it's too small now. We're going to buy that one. Or should we lease it? So I'm going to lease this because it's only going to rack us up time while we have it connected and running. We're not going to use it for that much longer. So we probably will spend less money leasing it than we will owning it. We won't need to maintain our Big M or our Ford tractor because we're not going to own them long enough to require maintenance. So really the only thing we need to maintain is the telehandler, the truck here, and the Massey Ferguson. I'd get it right. There, I got it right that time. I've used the trailer more to refuel than I have to do repairs. Alright guys, that is going to end us for the day. We had a rather busy day. Got a lot of bales made up. Tomorrow we're going to need to go buy some fertilizer and fill up that spreader and fertilize that field. Let's see here, how did we do money-wise? Still made $27,000. That's not too bad, even with all of our wages. So I'm going to go ahead and save the game here and quit out. And thank you all for watching. And until next time, happy farming.